AI can't audit our website or other digital asset for accessibility. And you can experience this right now. You can go to the homepage of your website, view source, copy that code, paste it into ChatGPT or any other LLM along with the prompt, evaluate this code against the WCAG 2.1 AA standard, and identify any and all instances of nonconformance. And the answer you get back will be completely unreliable and completely unusable. And so now I want to talk about why this is the case with a very general and non-technical illustration. It's the one that comes to my mind when I think about why AI is so limited, even though it's working with code and even though we have a very straightforward prompt. So to illustrate, I'm going to talk through the image on the screen. We have a man who is holding up a flashlight in a very dark forest. And the forest is dense. There are many trees, most of which are only faintly visible, but we can identify one tree because it is illuminated. The side of the tree is illuminated by the flashlight that the man is holding up. And what's also illuminated are some leaves from a branch of that tree. So here we have a focus. And let's say that we asked AI to identify the number of pieces of bark that are illuminated along with the number of leaves that are illuminated from this single flashlight beam. Well, AI would be able to fairly easily make those counts, and it would probably have a high degree of accuracy. So we could be fairly confident that the answer we're getting back is accurate. Now, obviously, mistakes can be made, but with this singular focus, AI is going to perform much better. But if we start to stack other requests, and if we start to make our prompt more dynamic, then the quality of the response we get back is going to deteriorate. And so that's what would happen if, let's say, instead of asking for just the leaves that are illuminated, the count for the leaves, we prompt AI for that. Let's say we expand that prompt to include all of the leaves from all of the branches from all of the trees. Well, then our answer is going to be unreliable, and that's because we've stacked too many requests beyond a singular focus. And so it's not that it's necessarily either right or wrong, but the quality of the answer we get back is just going to degrade the more requests we stack, and then also the more dynamic those requests are. So going back to the original prompt of evaluating the code against WCAG 2.1 AA. Well, that's a very straightforward prompt, but within that prompt are so many dynamic considerations. Remember that the WCAG 2.1 AA standard is comprised of 50 success criteria or things to do. Many success criteria are multi-layered, and so they have multiple considerations. So we're stacking all of that inside one simplified prompt, and because of that, AI has to unpack so much it can't possibly be expected to identify all of the issues. There's just too much to go through. And so that's why AI is unusable when it comes to audits at this current time. Now, going back to the singular focus, AI can help us during an audit. So again, going back to the flashlight beam, if we have a singular focus, then AI is going to perform much better. So let's just say we have a form field and we take the code for that form field, and then we ask AI to help us add in the programmatic labels for that form field. Well, because our focus is so narrow, AI is able to perform better than it would if we asked for many requests within that prompt. So if we asked AI, make this form field code fully WCAG conformant, again, we get back to there might be issues missed. In fact, there very likely will be because there are so many considerations. So going back to the flashlight analogy, this would be like having AI, attempting to use AI to audit a digital asset would be like having to point this flashlight at every single angle within this forest if we wanted to count all of the leaves on the tree. We would have to point the flashlight in one direction and then move, let's say, another 5 degrees northwest and then that direction and so on. So it's like we have to keep pointing our flashlight and cover the entire forest, and it just would take too long. And you'd also have to have an accessibility background to even be able to start to evaluate the answers that you're getting back and know what prompts to use. And it just becomes a futile exercise where you're never going, it'd be more efficient to actually not use AI. But the way AI helps in accessibility is, again, with that singular focus. If we start to ask AI for help with particular aspects of accessibility, it can be a tremendous help and it can save us a lot of time. But the more we ask AI to do, the lower of quality of responses we are going to get. So yes, AI has already made a huge difference in accessibility. It's creating efficiency, and there are especially some more linear tasks that AI is able to take care of at scale, so we can save even more time in that regard. And then especially when it comes to education, there's a lot of ways that AI can help, but you always have to keep in mind that it can make mistakes, and importantly, it can omit things. So it can not include certain things that should be, and you just don't know about those things that are missed unless you know to look for them. So AI definitely helps with accessibility, but the notion that we can automate accessibility with AI is nowhere close to coming to fruition anytime soon. And that is because of what I discussed, is that there are so many, when we start to stack requests within the prompt, and when we start to make those requests more dynamic, the answer degrades. So that's why we can't rely upon AI for audits. And if you need help with an accessibility audit, I will include contact information. I will include a link to the accessible.org contact page in the description for this video. And I will be making more videos that talk about AI and accessibility. There is a lot of efficiency to be gained, but instead of thinking of AI in terms of automating accessibility, it's not automating accessibility, it's just making it a lot easier.